any animals? Maybe you like reptiles or cats? When was the last time you or your family decided on a breed of dog? I've owned everything from Great Danes and Rottweilers to Basenjis and Keystone. Not a dog freak that refers to my dogs as her babies or carries them around in my purse, but I do really love my animals. And I have a wonderful pit bull whose name is Della. When was the last time you or your friend talked about choosing a pet? Or has the subject of pit bulls ever come up in your community? Did you have an opinion? Usually people have one of three. Either they've had a bad personal experience and dislike the breed, no personal experience and don't really care one way or the other, or they're a lover of all breeds and like the pit bull. Today I would like to clear up a few common misconceptions, separate a couple myths from facts, and explain why they are not vicious animals. Which brings me to my first main point. Some people say that pit bulls are simply a bad breed of dog. I don't believe there are any bad breeds of dogs. If you were looking for a new dog and unsure what you wanted to own, what would be some of the things you would look at? Some of the characteristics of breeds of pit bulls are that they scored an 86% on the American Temperamental Society breed statistics. That was higher than a lot of the common friendly breeds of dogs. Their characteristics are to be protective, loyal, and they're eager to please their owner. Because of this, they put a target on their heads for people interested in fighting pit bulls. They're stocky, they have a lot of force, and are capable of doing damage. Which brings me to my second main point, that all pit bulls are fighting dogs with locking jaws. Only an estimated 3% of people are still fighting dogs. They are usually criminals and drug dealers and are a brunt on our society anyway. Dr. Lee Brickman of the University of Georgia wrote, "The studies which have been conducted of the structure of the skull, mandibles, and teeth of pit bulls show that in proportion to their size, their jaw structure is no different than any other breed of dog. There is absolutely no evidence of any kind of locking mechanism unique to the structure of the jaw and or teeth of the American pit bull terrier." Anti-pit bull protesters argue that no proven locking mechanism, they still have a unique style in which they hold and shake their victims. All dogs hold and shake their victims. I would like to share a personal story. I was vacuuming out my car at my mother's house one day, and they lived in a cul-de-sac, and at the end of the cul-de-sac there was a golf course. And we have a neighbor who owns a cat, black and white cat. His name is Lucky. One day, a man was walking his greyhound through our neighborhood, and he had it on a leash, but he wasn't holding his leash. And the greyhound took after Lucky, grabbed her, took her down to the golf course, and shook her violently until she died. We had to go get our neighbor and inform her that her cat had been killed, and there was a big discussion about this greyhound. Do I believe greyhounds are vicious animals? No. Do I believe that we shouldn't have any in our neighborhood? No. I think that Lucky is normally an antagonistic cat, and she caught the greyhound on the wrong day. Which brings me to my last main point. Almost all breeds of animals can be unpredictable. You will come up to this topic at some point in your life. It's almost unavoidable. There's two sides. Either you don't mind about the pit bull being in your neighborhood, or you do. And a lot of people that are against pit bulls think that their children are in danger. I just want you to remember that the odds of a child being attacked by a pit bull are almost laughable. What's even more sad is that 2,000 children a year are killed by a parent or guardian, either from neglect or abuse. That means your child is 800 times more likely to be killed by a parent or guardian than by a pit bull. In conclusion, I'd like to remind you that pit bulls are not dangerous. Last year, there was an excerpt from a newspaper in my developmental writing textbook I want to quote from. The article was written by a woman named Carrie Daughtry, and in her article entitled, "Let's Not Fool Ourselves, Pit Bulls Are Dangerous," Carrie said, "Spare me the nature versus nurture nonsense. Don't waste your breath or my email space with heartwarming tales about your lovable pit bull. I really don't care that it's so sweet you kiss it on the mouth or let it sleep with the baby in the bassinet. Frankly, those stories give me a creep." Carrie has her mind up. I really do not intend to sway everyone's opinion, but I want you to remember that when dog attacks happen, usually one of two things happen first. One, either